Slam Samurai Baseball Academy, Source Plumbing, and Baystate Home Furnishing Company, located on Main Street in Taunton and in Westport, Massachusetts.
Do you need me to do anything?
Just be yourself.
Okay.
With our whole Southeastern Massachusetts sports legend, Dominic Damiano, and his lovely co-host, all the way from Bridgewater State University, Brittany Mahan. Listen in and call in at 508-822-1106 for our next edition of 4 Deep Sports Talk, right here on the news station, 1530 WBBM, and also check them out at 4deepsportstalk.com.
Good evening, everybody. You are listening to 4 Deep Sports Talk on the news station, 1530 AM WBBF, and online, all one word, 4deepsportstalk.com. Brittany Mahan, Dominic Damiano. We have a load of paperwork that we have to get done as the sectionals are moving on. Not just football, but we have boys and girls soccer. We have volleyball up-to-date results, and we also have the field hockey divisions 1 and 2, all out of South Sectional. We hope we'll have a little number later on who's watching us here streaming live online on 4deepsportstalk.com. We'll get that in a minute. But right now we'll dive right into field hockey, and I'll start with Division 1. First of all, Bert, how's your week?
That was really good. Thank you for asking.
I know I asked you before we went on the air, but I thought it'd be cool, you know.
No, definitely. It was a busy week. My best friend just turned 21 this weekend, so we're just
Another
back from Atlantic City. I know, 2 weekends in a row.
Well, you know, you can do that now, right?
Yeah, but now I'm done. I'm done for a while.
If you want to call in at 508-822-1106, Brittany and I, and here us at 4 Deep Sports Talk, we're giving out a $10 Dunkin' Donuts gift card. If you want to call in again, 508-822-1106. We want to welcome everybody watching us live online at 4deepsportstalk.com. So now that we said all the nice intros and all that, and got all that out of the way, now we get to work.
Yep.
So Brittany and I would like to, we're going to cover field hockey, South Sectional Division 1. What we'll do is we'll do what we always do. We want to congratulate the following 24 schools, and then we'll get you up to date on who won, who lost, and where they stand right now. As it stands right now, Division 1 again, field hockey, South Sectional. Mansfield is number 1, followed by Walpole, Sandwich, Franklin in the 5th spot is Dennis Sherman, Somerset, Norwood, Wellesley, Hingham, Bridgewater, Raynham, Oliver, Ames, Dayton, Rehoboth, Plymouth South, Notre Dame, Barnstable in the 15th spot. This is now girls field hockey, so don't lose us here. Duxbury, Medfield, Stoughton, Hopkinton, King Philip, Attleboro, New Bedford, Canton, and Durfee. Okay, now as far as buys go, this is just off the top of my head. I see that, not that many buys, so not that bad, but real fast, we'll go into I'll dive into preliminary results. It was Duxbury over Medfield, 2-0. It was Hingham in 2 overtimes over Durfee, 3-2. King Philip beats Plymouth South in 3 overtimes, 1-0. Attleboro beats Dayton Rehoboth, 3-0. More preliminary results. Barnstable over Stoughton, 3-2. Canton over Bridgewater Raynham, 1-0. Notre Dame beats Hopkinton 1-0, and Oliver Ames beat New Bedford. First round action, Mansfield beats Duxbury 4-2. Wellesley beats Hingham 2-1. Franklin beats King Philip 4-0. Dennis Sherman beats Attleboro 2-0. And the other side of the bracket in first round action, Walpole really hammers at the Barnstable 7-0. Canton beats Norwood 2-1. Sandwich beats Notre Dame Academy 1-0. And in 1 overtime, Oliver Ames beats Somerset Berkeley 2-1. Quarter-final action, here we go. It was Mansfield over, Wellesley 1-0. Franklin over Dennis Sharmuth 3-1. Other quarter-final action on the other bracket, it was Walpole over Canton 3-1. Sandwich over Oliver Ames 1-0. And semi-final action, yes, we're finally there. Mansfield goes to the finals. They beat Franklin 1-0, and Walpole beats Sandwich 2-1, which makes your sectional finals 1 p.m. at Oliver Ames High School tomorrow. Mansfield and Walpole should be a great Division 1 final.
That's a good game right there. Both amazing teams.
So that's field hockey Division 1. Now we'll go to Division 2. All right, you ready, kid?
Yeah. All right, so in Division 2 for the brackets, we have Cohasset at 1, Hanover Apponequid, Martha's Vineyard, Monomy, Holliston, Seahawk, Bishop Stang, Westport, Dover Sherborne, Situate, Foxborough, Mashpee at 13, Falmouth, Bourne, Old Rochester, Medway, Nantucket, and then finally Dedham at 19. For the preliminaries,
There you go.
we have Cohasset got a bye, so our first matchup was Old Rochester and Medway, and I believe Medway won 2-0. Then Bishop Stang had a bye and Westport had a bye. Oh, Martha's Vineyard had a bye, Mashpee had a bye, Monomy had a bye, and Foxborough had a bye. That's a lot of byes, that
Oh, yeah.
right? And then Hanover had a bye. Bourne beat Nantucket 2-1. Seekonk had a bye. Dover Sherborne had a bye. Apponequid had a bye. Falmouth beat Dedham 2-1. Holliston had a bye, and Situate had a bye. So for the first rounds, we had Cohasset versus Medway, and Cohasset beat them 3-0. Then we had Bishop Stang versus Westport, and Bishop Stang beat them Westport 4-0. Martha's Vineyard beat Mashpee 2-0. Monomy beat Foxborough 1-0. Hanover beat Bourne 5-0. Dover Sherborne beat
Seekonk.
Seekonk. No, I lost where I was, but beat them 2-0, and then where are we? Yeah, Falmouth beat Apponequid 3-0, and finally Holliston beat Situate 2-1. So for the quarterfinals, we had Cohasset versus Bishop Stang, and Cohasset beat Bishop Stang 3-0, and we had Martha's Vineyard versus Monomy, which Martha's Vineyard beat them 2-1 in one overtime. Over Hanover and Dover Sherborne, Hanover beat Dover Sherborne 2-1 with 2 overtimes, and Falmouth and Holliston beat Falmouth 1-0 in one overtime. So for the semifinals, we had Cohasset and Martha's Vineyard, and Cohasset won 1-0, and then Hanover versus Holliston, and Hanover won 1-0. So our finals for the South Division 2 are going to be Cohasset and Hanover, again at Oliver Ames tomorrow at 11 a.m.
So Oliver Ames is a neutral site for field hockey in the South Sectional.
Absolutely, but it's not so much neutral for Oliver Ames now, is it?
I know, right? They earn their way, right? Good for them.
Yeah.
All right, so now we'll dive into Division I girls volleyball. There were 10 teams that qualified Division I South, and Brittany and I and all of us at 40 Sports Talk want to congratulate the following 10 teams. Your number 1 is Barnstable, followed by Mansfield, New Bedford, Bishop Feion, Whitman-Hanson in the 5th spot, Brockton in the 6th spot, Taunton, Bridgewater, Raynham, North Attleboro, and Plymouth South. See how I tried to say the Taunton without the Tanton?
Mm-hmm.
So, all right, so here we go. First round action, Barnstable, they got the bye. Bridgewater, Raynham loses to North Attleboro 3-1. Bishop Feion and Whitman-Hanson had the bye. Other first round action, of course, Mansfield had the bye. Taunton beats Plymouth South in the upset 3-0. They move on to the quarterfinals. We'll touch on that in a minute. Of course, New Bedford and Brockton had a bye, which made their quarterfinal matchup. New Bedford beating Brockton 3-2. They move on to semifinal action. Taunton beats Mansfield 3-0. They move on to semifinal action. And the other part of the bracket with the first round bye, Barnstable, they beat North Attleboro 3-0. Bishop Feion blanks Whitman-Hanson 3-0. So your semi-final results and matchups were like this. It was Barnstable over Bishop Feion 3-0. Taunton upsets New Bedford, beats them. The Cinderella Dream moves on. They move on to the finals 3-1. So at Silver Lake Regional tomorrow at 5 p.m., the 7th seed Taunton, the Lady Tigers, they'll take on the Lady Red Raiders again at Silver Lake High School at 5 o'clock, and good luck to both teams.
We're moving on to Subdivision 2.
Yep.
Awesome. So for this bracket, we have, again, we'd like to congratulate all these teams. We have Notre Dame Academy at number 1. Dennis Yarmouth at 2, Dartmouth 3, Duxbury 4, Sandwich 5, Cardinal Spellman 6, Greater New Bedford 7, Old Rochester 8, Hingham 9, Somerset, Berkeley 10, Stoughton 11, and Hanover 12, and finally Norwood at 13. So for the teams with a bye, we had Notre Dame, Dennis Yarmouth, and Dartmouth. Old Rochester beat Hingham 3-0. Duxbury beat Norwood 3-0, and Sandwich beat Hanover 3-1. We have Greater New Bedford beat Somerset 3-1, and Cardinal Spellman, unfortunately, beat Stoughton 3-0. Quarterfinals, we had Notre Dame beat Old Rochester 3-0, and Duxbury again beat Sandwich 3-0. On the other side of the bracket, we had Dennis Yarmouth beat Greater New Bedford 3-1, and Dartmouth beat Cardinal Spellman 3-0. For the semifinals, Notre Dame versus Duxbury and won 3-0, and Dartmouth won against Dennis Yarmouth. Dennis Yarmouth 3-0. So our finals are going to be again at Silver Lake Regionals tomorrow at 2:30. Best of luck to Notre Dame and Dartmouth.
All right, moving on to Division III South Sectional. 16 teams qualify. We'd like to congratulate the following 16 schools. Cases at number 1, followed by Sacred Heart, Fairhaven, the Lady Blue Devils in the 3rd seed, Sturgis East, Bristol, Plymouth, Bourne, Usselin, Rockland, Old Colony, Westport, Upper Cape, Archbishop Williams, Blue Hills, Coyle and Cassidy, Holbrook, and in the 16th seed, St. John's Paul II. Now, first round action, it was Case beating St. John Paul 3-0. Rockland beats Old Colony 3-0. Sturgis East beats Blue Hills 3-0. Archbishop Williams beats Bristol Plymouth. Again, Archbishop Williams beats Bristol Plymouth 3-0. Other first round action results, it was Sacred Heart over Holbrook 3-0. Usselin over Westport 3-0. Fairhaven over Coyle and Cassidy 3-0. Bourne over Upper Cape 3-0. Quarterfinal results, Case beats Rockland 3-0. Archbishop Williams beats Sturgis East 3-0. Sacred Heart loses to Usselin 3-0. Usselin moves on. Bourne beats, Fairhaven 3-1. Semi-final results, Case, the number 1 seed, they move on to the finals with a 3-0 blanking of Archbishop Williams. Again, they are waiting for the results from Usselin and Bourne, and it was Bourne beating Usselin in a close game, 3-2. They win 3 out of the 2 matches. They move on to the finals. So at 12 o'clock tomorrow at Silver Lake High School for the South Sectional Division III title, it will be Case and Bourne High School. So right now we have to catch our breath. I need a drink of water, and I know she's younger than me. She probably needs a drink of water. But if you want to call back at 508-822 when we come back from break, we'll like to hear you if you want to touch on any of these results we touched on so far with volleyball and the field hockey. Excuse me, I gotta go on break. We'll be right back.
Okay, Brittany, December 19th.
When you need your business to reach your target audience, let us help you get back into the game.
We do college recruiting CDs covering Little League Baseball and high school sporting events. We get it done right.
Every Friday at 4:05 and Saturday at 11:05 a.m. exclusively on WBBF 1530 a.m. and High School Action on 88.5 FM.
When you need
They have a function hall for birthday parties, weddings, and business events. Any occasion, we accommodate your needs. It's simply the best in town. Call today and
Is
reserve.
the camera still on us, or is your commercials still on?
822-0391. Mama
I'm not
King's
that good. I'm
Restaurant
good, but I'm not
at
that good.
76 West Street in Taunton. Call today for your reservations or deliveries at 508-822-0391.
Because it goes right to the camera. It's so like it was right to the
In
camera.
Taunton. Vengan y visítenos
We got one more
hoy.
that will come back.
Angus, what are we doing next? Soccer?
Let's dive into soccer.
Then you need to check out our championship Samurai
Listen,
baseball
Dominic, the other
program.
thing is,
The Samurai baseball program is all about player
I
development
need
of
for
any
you to do a
age,
couple
from
of
10-year-old to
interviews.
18-year-old, from
what do you
beginner
want
to
to do for the
advanced.
time closing?
Samurai baseball is not for every player.
Coach
The
of
Samurai
Connor
baseball
and-
program is
and
only for the player
captains.
who loves and respects the
I'll
game
do
of
that.
baseball.
When do you want me to do it?
Well, we're gonna have to arrange it.
We
And
teach
I
discipline,
think that it's
field
gonna have to
presence,
be
winning
like,
attitude through mental toughness and mental awareness.
you know, either the Saturday
Because in the Samurai
before
baseball program, there is no off season.
or the
Start
Monday
with our winter
before.
workouts, the
Yeah,
spring
just
baseball,
let me know.
summer
I'll
baseball,
come in and I'll
fall
do it.
baseball.
Her and I can do
So no
something
matter
whenever,
what
yeah.
your skills
Yeah.
level is or how old you are,
Could we do an hour and a
you need
half
to check us
pregame
out
on Thanksgiving
at
morning?
www.grandslamsamurai.com.
we have so many sponsors.
Or give us a call
We have
at
to give them some kind of program to go with all the
508-726-9142.
Because,
Or
we
you
have
can email me
35
at
sponsors on
Ken
Thanksgiving.
Lally
Oh,
at
well.
grandslamsamurai.com.
Here we go, Ray.
Hi, this is Ed Now, former manager of the Brockton Rocks.
Hi, this is City Councilor Dennis Sinapoli, Ward 5.
Hi, this is Brockton Mayor Bill Carpenter, and you're listening to 4 Deep Sports Talk.
On 1530 WVBF.
Actually, another soundbite I was gonna give you for later. I got it in my car. Right? Hey, welcome back. You are listening to 4 Deep Sports Talk on the news station, 1530 AM WBBF, and online, all one word, 4deepsportstalk.com. Brittany Mahan, Dominic Damiano, now I'm getting myself situated. As we stream the show live online at 4deepsportstalk.com. I want to say hello to my sister, my older sister, Mary Ellen. She's watching back in Framingham. On the website, I hope you feel better. My big sister, my second biggest sister. And I hope she's enjoying the show as we run down. I know she's a North Shore girl, so we don't cover North Shore sports, so sorry about that. But with that being said, you want to call in and win that $10 gift card over at Dunkin' Donuts, 508-822-1106. As a bonus, for people that want to know, and I should have said this in the pregame, Brittany and I are going to head over to our sister station, WRRS 88.5, and we are going to call the Dedham-Coyle-Cassidy game. And basically, it's a battle of two younger teams going at it, so it should be a great game. Of course, none of them qualify for the playoffs again, but two younger teams trying to build up their programs. As far as Dedham, they play out of the Bay State Conference, out of the Harrogate Division, which is loaded with big schools.
Yeah.
So, for a team that's more baseball and hockey savvy than football. But anyway, it should be a great game. Me and Brittany will do the pregame. We're also going to have a special host, as Johnny Ray Justice returns back to the radio. He'll be joining us.
Hoo-ha!
Hoo-ha! And Tony Lopez is 2 cents like he always does. But we're looking to see here. Johnny Ray will be back with us and with our
Giuseppe, you can't get on right now.
Oh, here we go. All right, so with that being said, you can call in 508-822-1106, and we are diving right back into results. We're going to results. We did the volleyball, we did the field hockey. Now we're going to go into boys soccer, and I'll start with Division I South, like we always do. Brittany and I would like to congratulate the following 17 teams that qualified. Silver Lake at number 1, Brockton at 2, Braintree, Needham, Mansfield, Durfee, Franklin, Wellesley, Bedford, Marshfield at 10th, Weymouth, King Philip, Boston College, Quincy High School, Plymouth, Bridgewater, Raynham, Severian rounds out the 17th seed. Here is your first round action. Starting in the brackets, excuse me, I'm trying not to fall asleep. So anyway, Silver Lake got the bye. They waited for the Bridgewater Severian Bridgewater Raynham game in 2 overtimes. Severian beats Bridgewater Raynham 1-0. They move on. We'll get back to second round action in a minute. Wellesley had the bye. New Bedford had a bye. Needham had a bye. BC High had the bye, and Mansfield and King Philip. Just giving you guys an idea how it all went down. So all the rest of the teams, up to 11 spots in the bracket, listed had byes. I'll dive right in the second round action. It was Brockton over Plymouth South, 6-0. They move on. Franklin beats Marshfield 5-0. They move on. Braintree over Quincy High, 5-1. They move on. Of course, this is still second round action. Weymouth over Durfee 3-2. Severian, now we'll move on to the number 1 seed. They were waiting. Silver Lake was waiting for Severian. Severian upsets Silver Lake, the number 1 seed, with a 1-0 beat. 1-0, very close game. They move on. Wellesley over New Bedford High, of course they had to bye. 2-1, Wellesley High, they move on. Needham over BC High, 2 teams that had byes. 5-1 was your score. Needham High, they move on. Mansfield beats King Philip, 2 teams had the bye. Mansfield moves on. Quarterfinal results. It was Brockton over Franklin 3-1. They move on to semifinal action. Braintree over Weymouth 4-2. Severian, their Cinderella season ends with a 3-1 loss to Wellesley, At quarterfinal action, but congratulations to the Severian brothers. It was Needham over Mansfield High School 2-0, which finally means here is your semifinal results. It was Wellesley over Needham 1-0. Two teams out of the Bay State Conference, I want to add by that. I actually paid attention to that. And in two overtimes, Brockton High School beats Braintree 4-3. They move on to the South Sectional Finals. That'll be played, I guess this will be the neutral spot. Marshfield High School tomorrow at 4 o'clock. Good luck to both teams. And that's Division 1. I finally got that done. That was a long-winded one there.
Yeah, that was a good one.
Thank you.
All right, from there, guys, we're moving into South Division 2 men's soccer. So we have, Nauset?
Yeah, Nauset Regional.
Yep. Nauset Regional at 1, Greater New Bedford at 2, Oliver Ames 3, Randolph 4, Pembroke 5, Hingham 6, Somerset Berkeley 7, Walpole 8, Dartmouth 9, Duxbury 10, Bristol Plymouth 11, Westwood 12, Sharon 13, Bishop Feenan 14,
Yep.
Stoughton 15, Medfield 16, Dayton Rehoboth 17, Diamond
Yep, Diamond Regional. Yep, you're right.
18, and Milton at 19. Got these brackets on the way. Every team besides Medfield and Dayton Rehoboth, Medfield won against
Dayton Rehoboth.
Yeah, Dayton Rehoboth 6-0.
No, you're right. They all had buys except for those guys.
Yep, and then Stoughton beat Diamond Regional.
Yep.
2-0, and then Milton beat Bishop Feenan 1-0. So like he said, all the other schools had buys that week. So jump into the second round, we have Nauset beat Medfield beat Nauset 2-1. Walpole beat Dartmouth 1-0. Randolph beat Sharon 4-0. Pembroke beat Westwood 1-0. Greater New Bedford beat Stoughton 4-2. Somerset Berkeley beat Duxbury 2-1. Oliver Ames beat Milton 1-0, and Hingham beat Bristol Plymouth 3-0. So then for the quarterfinals, we had Medfield beat Walpole 2-1, and we had Pembroke beat Randolph 3-1. Greater New Bedford beat Somerset 1-0. Oliver Ames beat Hingham 3-2 with 2 overtimes. For the semifinals, we had Medfield versus Pembroke, and Medfield came out with the win with 3-1. And then Oliver Ames shut out Greater New Bedford 5-0. So our final game is tomorrow at Brockton High School, Medfield versus Oliver Ames at 5:30.
There you go. All right, so now we're trying to move on. We apologize because we have a lot of homework here, and we really want to give all these schools a well-deserved kudos for making it into sectional play. So, Division 3. Division 3 South, again, boys soccer. 19 teams qualified. Brittany, I would like to congratulate the following 19 schools. Norton at 1, Norwell, Foxborough, Situate, Martha's Vineyard at the fifth spot, Rockland, Holliston, Dover, Sherborne, Medway, Hanover, Fairhaven, Seekonk, Tri-County, Blue Hills. Pontiac in the 15th spot, followed by Bourne, Old Rochester, Dennis, Yarmouth, and Dedham. Okay, as far as preliminary action went, I'm just going to give you the scores because the other teams moved on. Old Rochester beats Bourne 3-1, they move on. Other preliminary action, it was Dennis Yarmouth over Apponequet, they move on. 2 upsets, by the way, those are 2 underdogs. Dedham beats Blue Hills 2-1, they move on. I thought I heard the phone ring for a minute. Which makes our first round matchup, Norton played Old Rochester, they beat them 4-0, they move on to quarterfinal play. Dover Sherborne in a penalty kick, they beat Medway 3-2. Situate beats Tri-County 6-1. Martha's Vineyard beats Seekonk by the same score. They beat them 6-0. Rockland, another first round action, they beat the Blue Devils 3-0. Foxborough over Dedham 5-1. It was Hanover over Holliston 2-1. Norwell over Dennis Yarmouth 6-0. Other quarterfinal action, now we're in the quarterfinal play, I apologize, here we go. It was Norton beating Dover Sherborne 2-1, they move on to the semis. Martha's Vineyard beat Situate 2-0, they move on to the semis. I'll get to that in a minute. Norwell beats Hanover 2-0, Foxborough beats Rockland 6-0. So your semifinal action is like this. In 2 overtimes, Norwell, the Clippers, they beat Foxborough 4-0. They beat the Warriors. They move on to finals, along with Norton, who beats Martha's Vineyard 2-0, which means at Brockton High School tomorrow, 3 o'clock, for the Division III South Sectional Boys Soccer. It will be Norton and Noel. Good luck to both teams.
Mm-hmm. And last but not least, we have Division IV Boys Soccer. All 16 teams, we'd like to congratulate Nantucket, Bishop Conley, Archbishop Williams,
Yep.
Cohasset, Old Colony, South Shore Christian Academy, Upper Cape, Sturgis East, St. Paul II, Holbrook, Sacred Heart, Sturgis West, Carver, East Bridgewater, Coyle Cassidy, and at 16 Millis. For the first round, we have Nantucket beat